What's up, Bridge Nation? We're back with another video. We're doing something new today, as you can see. This is not basketball. Aiden and I got into fantasy hockey this year. It is very new to us, and we again don't know much about hockey. Strategies are a little bit different compared to basketball. So we're gonna start with a very big controversy, very big talking topic: Husso versus Binnington at the St. Louis Blues. Let's get started.
Yeah, so just going to get it out of the way. I think Binnington's, his time is done with the St. Louis Blues here. He's been playing pretty terrible. I think if we're looking at his game against the Calgary Flames, he let 7 goals in 2 periods before Husso came in and shot the Flames out in the third period. I think it's pretty obvious that Husso is going to be the guy going forward. He's put up some monster fantasy games here recently. If you're looking at the stats we have in front of you here, Husso's only played 13 games of the season. He has a better win rate, better goals against average, better save percentage, more shutouts and less games. I think he's just kind of favored in all the statistics there, despite Binnington, having more of a resume and performance historically and the way he started the season. But I think Batu had Binnington on his team, and he
I dropped Binnington when he was like 86% rostered, which is, in any sports fantasy league, like 80 plus rostered, you don't really drop those people. And our league has 20 teams in it, so it's a very deep league. I just dropped the guy not because he's bad, like he's done bad. You're gonna see in the next slide. He's had some minus points, but he is a good goalie. It just hurts to get those minus points. And he was out for COVID for a usual amount of time. Has not been able to recover since he got back. I do agree with Aiden. I think Husso will be, between the pipes for the Blues for a while, but Binnington, I think, will get those starts and opportunities stolen away from him. Speaking of, let's move on to the games they played. Left and right, we're seeing what's happening here. Binnington hadn't played, when Aiden and I started talking about Binnington versus Husso, Binnington hadn't played the last 4 of the 5 games, even when he was healthy. And when he came back, he dropped on, if you want to look on the screen, January 24th, he dropped -4 fantasy point performance when they lost 7-1. And then Husso comes back, same game with 1 period, he gives you a 7.8 performance right up top here. So just looking at these samples, Husso has been doing really well. And if you look at Husso, in the games he's played, 24, 26, 15, those are some really good numbers from a goalie.
Oh yeah, no, they're monsters. If you have a goalie who's performing well in fantasy hockey, I think it can be one of the largest point contributing positions, especially the way it's gone in our league so far. At this point, it's definitely Husso's job to lose for the starting goalie. The only reason Binnington even got in against the Flames is the fact that they're playing a back-to-back night. So, I think Husso is the guy going forward. I think it's interesting, too, Husso's contract expires at the end of the season, and Binnington's on a $6 million per year salary up until something like 2027. Because of that, I wonder if the Blues do want to kind of give Binnington an opportunity to, reintegrate himself, just because they do have that much money committed to that goalie versus the small, short-term contract they have Husso on.
Yeah, with hockey, you see hockey goalies go for a long time, and they always have their ups and downs, but they always come back and they always do good. And I feel like this is going to be the story with Binnington. But as far as fantasy hockey goes, I would invest in Husso sooner rather than later. If you have an opportunity to have both guys on your team, that's fine too, because you're basically getting guaranteed goalie starts whenever they play.
I think Husso is definitely worth adding because he's going to be playing right now, giving monster games as you've seen. I think my question for you is, do you think Binnington is worth dropping? Or is he a hold? I know you personally dropped him.
I dropped him.
But if he was, for someone else's team, what do you think is the logical, non-emotional thing to do? Most of it you feel bad about, how Binnington got destroyed with 7 goals. But if you're thinking smart, is Binnington staying on your team? Are you going to push through the pain, hope he comes back, or are you just going to cut your losses now?
Are you asking me? to be honest, like I'm the reason I'm answering because Aiden and I argued over Binnington like kind of rigorously for I don't know 3-4 hours, and then the morning after I just text him like I dropped Binnington because he hasn't played 4 games, comes back to get absolutely blown out with 7 goals. You can't come back from that. We're both Oilers fans. Like you can't come back from that. We know where this goes. I mean, namely, I picked up Koskinen right after. So hey, like maybe I'm not the guy to get advice on goalies, but I mean Koskinen will play, and as far as you go, like he can face 40 shots and save 4 of them, and that's a pretty good fantasy night, even though he lets in 4. Binnington, however, they don't let a lot of good shots, maybe because they have a decent defense, but then the goalie gets lit up. Like that's just not acceptable.
Here's my advice for people. So if you're in a spot in your league where you've secured your playoff spots, I'd recommend holding on to Binnington 2-3 more weeks. See how it goes. See if Husso, maybe falls off a little bit and Binnington earns his job back. If you're in a spot at this point of the season where you're a couple games out of the playoffs and you need to fight to climb back in, I don't think it's worth having Binnington roster just because he's not going to be playing as many games as you need to get valued. So I would drop him, see if Husso's available, see who else is available in your league. But if you need to make that extra push for playoffs, you can't have that dead weight on your roster. But yeah.
We agree. Discuss in comments. Hit us our DMs at 5th Grade Sports on Instagram. We'll happily discuss this situation with you. We're hoping to bring more content, hockey content. But in the meantime, take care.
Yeah, see you guys in another video, hopefully.